G'day, Tony with the Larry Lakers, and there's some good news at last. After you lose 44 or by 44, is there ever good news? St. Mike O from San Luis Obispo, one of our listeners, asks, is this great news? The Lakers have qualified first in their pool for the quarterfinals. So the Lakers qualify. All the games today, there were some great games on. I watched them all, and there were some excellent, exciting finishes and some big finishes by teams. The in-season tournament, it's made it interesting to get that point spread because the percentage counts towards your position. So really important there. But tonight there were some great games. But the good news for the Lakers is they've qualified first. The interesting news is though they are going to have to play Phoenix. Gosh, we played them a few times this season. Now we're going to have to play them again. So that game's coming up. Here it is. It is Phoenix versus the Lakers at 10 p.m. on Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. The Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns. We love an in-season tournament, but gee, can we lift one more time? The Phoenix Suns have been on fire, on fire. Can you believe it? Their Booker, they've been winning with him. They haven't even had Durant or Beal. So they've been playing with all those guys. We said, where were you, Palinka, on all these bargain buys? Let's see how they go. The Kings have qualified via the Pelicans for the day before, Monday, December the 4th. They'll be at 10 p.m. as well, Eastern Standard Time there in the US. Also on Monday, the game before that. What a great game. This is exciting. I love the point scoring of this team. The Pacers will play the Celtics. Pacers will play the Celtics, 7:30 Monday. 10 p.m, the Kings will play the Pelicans. Tuesday, the one we're waiting for, December the 5th, the first game, 7:30, will be the Knicks versus the Bucks in the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. Then the big one, the other quarter, first versus fourth, on their side of the draw is the Lakers versus Phoenix. So is this good news from Micah San Luis Obispo? It's hard to think of anything good when you've lost by 44, but that is great news. Here's some other news. Is Cam Reddish closer? One of our listeners, Cam Reddish is closer, but here's the bad news. Rui is further away. So Cam Reddish could appear in at least one of these games. Could be Detroit tomorrow, but it could be that he isn't available and we see him the next day, and that will still be good for us because we're taking on OKC, who've been a powerhouse themselves. But Rui, here's the bad news, had the nasal surgery, and to fix that, he's going to be at least 4 games out, at least 4, could be a bit more. Here's other good news. Vando's back in training, but no contact, no contact, Vando. Gabe Vincent, we asked the question, go and have a look at an earlier show, would you buy a used car from Pat Riley? When we get players from Miami, we've had a little bit of bad luck. We haven't had them playing as much as they could be. Injured a lot of the first season, the last player, but Gabe Vincent, we hope he gets on the court and recovers there, but he will be longer, Gabe Vincent. Now it's come down to this. Is this based on a movie? It's Magic from Figueroa's question. The Grateful Eight is part of the reason we had a 44-point loss. The fatigue with 1/3 of our roster out, is that due to Palinka or bad luck or bad management? But where is our depth? We talked about all this depth, says Magic. Where is it? And now we're struggling because 8 players have got to try and get up and make a run back at teams if they fall behind. Pretty much 8 players when you take out all those folks on the roster. The 2 rookies haven't been playing much. You've got Gabe Vincent, you've got Vando, you've got Rui, and you've got Cam Reddish. And I tell you what, there's a bit of the roster out there, but it's not an excuse. Look at Phoenix. They got the roster out. They got superstars out like Beal and KD, and they're still winning. Are the Lakers likely to bounce back for Detroit? Sean and Abby takeaway. Well, like last time, he says, we beat Houston, then we're beaten by Houston. Then from that tune-up, from being embarrassed, we came back and smashed, I think it was Utah. But I think they'll do it again. But that's good. A win's a win, and we need it. We'll go at least 500 with that win on this road trip. But it is time to reel off 3 or 4 wins in a row. Phoenix are doing it. Other teams are doing it. Let's have a run of 3 or 4, not just one win. I'll be pleased to get one, but let's keep going, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you guys think? The other teams are reeling off 3 and 4 wins in a row. Let's do it, Lakers. Not please get one, but let's go for 3 or 4. Show us you can bounce back, not just once, but in a run of games. Here's another one here from Jai, the retro shoe guy. He points out that most teams we have played are above 500. Well, that was the luck of the draw, but I don't think that's enough. Look at these guys like Phoenix, these teams that are putting runs on, younger teams like Orlando. Let's put some runs out. I think Miami went on a 4 run at least. They've had a little bit of a run with veterans and with players missing and players on injury management, load management. Where's our Miami like run, our Phoenix like run? Let's show it. Come on, Lakers. Is that an excuse, says Monteo from Manila, that their teams are over 500 and the draw not now favour early? Monteo, it's a tough draw, let's say that, but it's not the toughest in the world, mate. Let's get on and have 4 or 5 in a row. Monteo from Manila. Shout out to our listeners and viewers in the Philippines. Shout out to the Lakers Fast Break Show. And those guys had us on. It was Gerald and Joe had us on last weekend to preview the Cavs game. And one of the questions I meant to ask on there, so for their listeners and ours, is this one. The Mavericks prior to that game had beaten the Lakers, again, another big-time loss. But there were 3 players on that team, maybe that's why they won, who were Australian, born in Australia. 2 were born in Melbourne. 1 was born in Sydney. I think you'll get at least 2 of them, but can you get the third one by the end of this show, which is on in 2 questions? Here we go. Chicago apparently want Austin Reeves in any deal, but should the Lakers want Zach Lavine, ask Tim Huggs at Destination Anywhere. I think you can go to them. They're a travel agency. Find them on Facebook. Get over here to Australia and ask for the Larry Lakers price there from Tim Huggs at Destination Anywhere. Anyway, Zach Lavine, should the Lakers want him? No. No, there's my answer. I think it's too much money for too long. It's too big a contract. I might have some interest in DeMar Rosen because we need points, but we really need them from 3. But that mid-range, that extra player, that scoring that's there, plus I don't think it's as big a contract and it's not for as long. So it would be a short-termer for us there. DeMar DeRozan, those points, a little bit tempting depending what the mix was back in that trade. And I don't think we've ever replace the scoring punch, that sort of instant microwave, just add water of Lonnie Walker. I know he couldn't do it every game, but somebody you could just, you throw him in, he might score you nothing, or he might score you a quick 10, 16 points. And I don't think we've replaced that athletic enthusiasm of Wenyan Gabriel either. I know he's pretty keen and enthusiastic there, Jackson Hayes, but he's a big and it's nice to have someone above the rim, but inconsistent there. I think we got to go and find a banger. I was disappointed we didn't go for a few. Even that guy, Yurtsvin, that played us the other day for Utah. He was available, finished at Miami, might have been worth a roll of the dice. Even JaVale McGee. Given Detroit is a back-to-back game with OKC to the next day, do you rest LeBron or AD in against Detroit? Says Mo from Memphis. Good question. I was tempted. I wondered whether you might rest LeBron. He was looking a little bit upset there at the end, but I think he'll come out. I think he'll take that anger and come out. Do you rest AD? Maybe he looked a bit tired, but I think professional, we need every win. Let's play him against Detroit. Let's try and get that win. If we get enough time in the game, we can manage it. Let's not jinx it and think we can do it and presume we're entitled to that win. Let's get ahead on points and rest these guys and then try and back up against OKC. But at this stage, while it's tempting to rest, I think play them both. Play them both. And let's have a look at who else is in this draw really quickly for you. The Kings versus the Pelicans, the Lakers versus Phoenix on this side. They're the 4 on this side of the draw for the quarterfinals. The other 4 are the Bucks versus New York. What an interesting game they both had today. And Indy, the excitement machine, as we've mentioned, versus the Boston Celtics. Who are the players for the end of the trivia? Well, the three Australians, three people born in Australia, two were born in Melbourne, and one was, of course, Exum there, Dante Exum, back to play with the Mavericks, and the other one's born in Sydney, that's Josh Green, of course, recently signed an extension, and the other is a surprise packet. I bet you've got it, those who are the deep basketball fans, Kyrie Irving. Well, Kyrie Irving was born in Melbourne, Australia. So there you go. Good luck to the Larry Lakers. Good luck to the Lakers. And thank you for watching. And back to back. And then Houston after that. Go Lakers. Let's get into it. Let's have a run of 3 or 4 games. Thanks for your support. We'll talk to you after the game.